Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with a 1600 AD colonialism mod. Last time we had a big war against the Indians, where territory was lost. As we can see here in North America, 3 provinces were lost, but a lot of provinces was gained in the Indian homeland, where we took lots and lots of territories from the Indians. And it all ended in a ceasefire before the Indians could really turn it around. Although it was kind of a trade-off, because now they've got a pretty sizable holding in North America. And they've got 3 sizable armies as well here. Where I really started off with nothing. So it's kind of bad. We're going to start up hostilities with the Indians, because I don't want them to get too much of a foothold. I also don't like the fact that they're turning the sort of buildings here, the building structures, into Indian cultured buildings. Doesn't matter, because I'll be able to build on top of that, but it would look rather odd if we've got this sort of Indian architecture here in North America. So we're gonna attack. Oh, well, also I don't want to dig in and like start changing religion and building up their armies to further conquest of North America, especially since we have the Spanish probably looking to attack us pretty soon again as well. And I can't have my armies all over the place, because that starts to become pretty expensive. Although, with that said, income for the next turn will be 40,000, and that is just profit. If we look at what I'm actually making per turn in terms of tax, it's 50,000 for tax and 51 for trade, and then we've got 5,000 for others. So we're making a hell of a lot of cash. What we want to do now is we want to declare war, and I think for this video we're going to concentrate on what we have in North America. We're going to concentrate on retaking Philadelphia and New Sweden. We've got a battle in the forest over here against an army completely comprised of these light infantry, against an army newly recruited which got like a bunch of random crap in it. We've got a lot of grenadiers, and we've got a lot of targeteers, no cannons. And then for New Sweden, luckily for me, they weren't able to have time to build a fort. They have mostly light infantry. We've got 1 infantry line unit. We are bringing up cannons. They're gonna be brought up as reinforcement for this army. And then we also have 4 targeteers that will join this army in the attack, so we'll be able to attack there, and I think that will work just fine. And then what do we have here? Another targeteer, good. We're gonna need that. So now we have targeteers, cannons, we have lots of different grenadiers. It's time to declare war on the Indians again. I mean, if we look at the Indian subcontinent, we can see that so much of their territory has been lost to us. They only have that home region and that above, and then they've got these 4 kind of frontier regions, which aren't really that good. I guess this one. The thing is, also why I want to do the North American part first, is because when I take this province right here, technically, according to the victory objectives set by the game, I will actually win the campaign. But with that said, let's go ahead and declare war and root out the Indians. We're going to start declaring war. We're not going to bring out allies. Hopefully Spain stays out of it. I noticed they've got Spain now. France, Sweden. Ooh, Sweden would be nasty, but I don't think they're going to join. I hope no one joins. Oh, they break their alliance with Sweden even. However, they are joined by Spain, France, and the Ottomans. Ottomans and France, not so much of a problem. We were already at war with them. However, the being at war again with Spain poses a little bit of a problem, because they have quite a lot of troops massed on our border ready to attack New Orleans again. It might be that the army under the command of Philip Newton, commanding the Argyle army, that was supposed to move into action here and attack Jamestown and really rout the Indians from the south. He might have to be relocated then down to New Orleans and move from New Orleans towards the enemy coming in, or the Spanish coming in from the west. In terms of navy, I don't think there is any problem with the navy in terms of where we need to send them and so on. And I don't think really, well, what they can do, I don't know where the Indian navy is. I think they've moved back to India. So in terms of raiding trade, it would be raiding the Spanish trade. 750, that's nothing. What do my enemies actually, there must be some more trade coming out. So Spain, 1500, while I get 1200. They get nothing out of this. Okay, it's not even worth it. It's better than to have these guys protect the shoreline here. Right, also there's a bit of a theological battle going on here. I don't know where this French priest come from, because I get he's a remnant from... Because they don't have any territories there anymore. France doesn't have any territories there. So I'm not entirely sure where he came from. And suddenly he wants to just turn the Algonquin territory in the city of Niagara to Catholic, which he succeeded in. But now it's a stalemate in between Aran Cote and Jean Denis Archier. Or Denis, maybe. I don't think it's called Denis. Right. So we have Norman Edridge, a newly recruited general. Lots of grenadiers, lots of targeteers attacking this army. You can see that this one has already been in battle. But that's probably just losing a handful of troops when out-resolving the taking of the towns that this army took. With that said, let's go ahead and strike here and have make a mighty blow against the Indian army. We outnumber them by about 200 men. They do have cannons, and they do have these light infantry, which, I mean, the light infantry are really good. If the enemy would use them wisely, they could definitely destroy us. But I think not. Norman Edridge, onwards to battle, and bring victory to the British Empire. Normally, my strategy is to sit back and then slowly shoot down the enemy, or wait for them to just break like waves upon my rock. That would be my defensive position. However, this time around, we do not have any cannons, we do not have a way to lure the enemy towards us, and in a firefight they would actually win, because they are a lot more accurate and more deadly with their guns. So we're gonna go ahead and attack. We haven't seen these grenadiers before. It's Lord Admiral Maritime's Regiment Grenadiers. Yellow with red facings. So I actually like this grenadier hat a lot better than the vanilla hat, because the vanilla hat looks kind of silly, I think. It's a bit too small in the way that it sits on the head, I think. And then we have, let's see, where are the other ones? Here's the other grenadiers, which are English Foot Guard Grenadiers. Quite nice. I actually saw, when I went to London quite a few years ago, I was at the Tower of London, and there were reenactors of this kind of time period there. Maybe I can put that picture in. Weren't grenadiers though, but really reminded me of that with the red and yellow, really before the British went full on out with red and white, or at least what we usually think of when we think of Great Britain. Anyways, with that said, my tactic is going to be charge these guys forward, flank around with the grenadiers, throw grenades, fire at them, and that's the plan. With that said, let's execute it. Alright, The enemy is hidden. And they're hidden far out of view of me. They will go ahead and show themselves once they fire. We're gonna advance on the enemy. The enemy seems to be advancing at us as well. Hopefully, the 99th Regiment. Damn. The Indians, there's a lot of them. I think we'll advance at a slow pace because, I mean, there's no reason for me to, run. And just as I say that, they start firing their cannons at me. There's no major reason for me to run. Because we'll just end up tired once we actually meet the Indians. One thing that we... Oh, they placed the pikes the wrong way. The odd weirdos. Right, let's not maybe have the general ride first then. Or ride to the edge of the forest to survey the battlefield. First one gets popped, right? We can only see that one unit, which I imagine is the enemy general's unit. The spy... Ooh, there they are. There is all of them. Let's trap them as soon as possible. There's a smaller group over there. What we can do is we can deal with these guys using these grenadiers. I think 2 ranks will do fine. And then the bigger group of grenadiers will join the targeteers, which will now be converging on the Indian position. Unfortunately, they're all pulling away from that initial point. I'd wish to actually trap them there. Drawing into line, in fact. They're doing quite a bit of damage on us. Oh, I did not tell you to move into line. Why don't you move back? Maybe you can fire. You know what? It might be better actually to have my grenadiers charge. Okay, the enemy is attacking over there. We got the center bit. Looks like the Indians were firing some shrapnel shot as well. Didn't I tell you? Yeah, I told you guys to run. Might need the general here as well. The thing is, the targeteers are not that much better in melee than the Indian troops, which is a problem. We'll have 2 grenadiers on the flank. Actually, these 3 can go into the forest and fire from that side. Maybe the general can ride around and hammer and will charge the enemy. Taking out the cannons here with the targeteers. You'd imagine though that the targeteers would do a lot better against the enemy. They don't have any bayonets. These guys have shield. They're heavily armored. Got big broadsword. Should be able to cut through these guys like butter. But that's not the case. I think we want to actually use these 2 to target mostly these guys back here. Fire at them. This fight's losing slightly, in fact. Oh, they broke down this unit. This one has almost lost half its manpower. Battle is not actually going that well for us. We might be able to turn this side at least. We took out the cannons. These guys firing at the enemy is not going to work. The enemy is definitely just going to murder these grenadiers, which they already have. Okay, they normally never too worried about friendly fire, but now when I want them, desperately need them to fire into enemy troops, then they're worried about friendly firing. Okay, the Indians actually won that fight. You will charge, you will move forward, throw grenades. My grenadiers are actually in quite the pickle here. General will move. We're losing the battle. We are losing the battle. This is not going good. We will hopefully though be able to take Philadelphia. Okay, the targeteers should be able to deal with those guys. So that battle is won. That battle is won. Let's see if we can't win the center. General, charge down these guys. Charge over here. Spread out of grenadiers fighting all over the place. Continue on to the enemy. It seems like I forgot to change the timer as well. Yeah, again, or it might have been that the game crashed on me. Come on, win that battle already. Nice. It's kind of even. It's more even than I would have liked, of course. Throw grenades on those. See if we can push our way through. Heavy melee fighting going on in the forest. Unfortunately for me, there's a lot of flank fire by the Indian troops. They still have 5 units. The general is not really able to take that unit out. Come on, get a good amount of grenades into that. Blow those guys sky high. 69. Ooh, that definitely did the job. So we just gotta do that a few more times. Here needs to be blown. These guys need to be blown up. These guys need to be blown up. My general is doing some heroic work, sending Indian troops away. It's gonna be down to defeating these 5 over here. I got 2 units of grenadiers coming in. The thing is, the muskets are so weak that it's kind of pointless, especially against the enemy with such high accuracy. That's really able to just cut us to pieces. Thing is, when they're running about like this, it's gonna be hard to throw grenades at them. So we kinda need to wait until the targeteers have arrived so I can actually trap or hold the enemy in place. These guys look like they're about to line up. We want to charge them. Might be dangerous here. Here comes the grenades. Probably might blow up some of our own. Well, we actually, I think we killed an entire enemy unit because there were 2 enemy units there. Now there's only 1. Grenadiers continue to fight over there. You know what? They're standing still, so why don't you throw grenades at them? The general's kind of losing this fight over here. Why don't you move to this fight? Are you ready to fire? No, you're not. Let's have the general then break them down and then have the grenadiers deal with these. Let's try to spread out the targeteers a little bit. Ooh, the Indians making a mistake, sending all the troops into melee like that. It's a perfect target for my grenadiers. Oh yeah, they're lining up. And the general sent those guys away. This is a very, very bloody battle, but I am able to win it. maybe it's too early to say. Come on, throw the grenades already. What? You don't need to actually move into bloody stupid formation to do it. Oh, the enemy charged. I guess they realized what was going on. Can I force you to throw? God damn it. Now we can't throw grenades. We're stuck in some bad melee fights. What we can hope to do is actually get these guys. Break the Indians over there. Get these guys to throw grenades over here. And that way we might still save the battle. Sweep them from the field. Oh, these winning slightly. The general rides in. Is he able to force the Indians back? It looks like it. They're wavering. The heavy cavalry is cutting up. Shaken and tired. Wavering. Come on. Break already, because I need... Ah, shit! The targeteers have given up. The grenadiers over here are dying. The battle is lost. Gentlemen, the battle is lost. We need to retreat. This was not enough to break their formation. I thought I had it when they were all clumped together here, but we were not able to maneuver fast enough. The enemy's light troops, and the targeteers are certainly not light, so we weren't really gonna be able to catch them like that. But I think we learned from our mistake not to try and have a shootout with these, which will, I think, one of the bigger problems here. If I had run up and used the grenadiers to throw grenades on their position, you know, take the first volley or so, and then throw grenades into their formations, we could have probably won the battle, because as we can see, it was as it turned out here in the end, very even fight. But unfortunately, you can't win them all, and we didn't win this one, which is gonna pose quite a problem here in North America. But I think the other army should be able to take Philadelphia, just by the fact that we have so many more cannons there. So we should be able to win that one. Oof, that hurt. Only 2 units actually managed to get out. I thought more of my retreating units would actually be allowed to survive, but only the general and 1 unit of grenadiers are the only ones to make it out. We lost about 320. No, 400. No, 320 men, roughly more than the enemy. Remaining forces, though, is for us 250, them 350, so it's not that big difference. Highest kills goes to targeteers. We also have some bear skins. Probably the 1 unit that survived, actually, is one of the highest killers there. They 35 men remaining, 170 killed. A lot of units did poorly, though. We've got this one losing all but 4, only killing 32. Similarly with other grenadier units. So that battle definitely did not go well. However, the Indian force is really taken aback by this. They will have problem continuing what I think was their plan to conquer further north. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and cut them off from their base by retaking Philadelphia. So we are roughly, exactly, in terms of numbers, we are roughly matched with the enemy. Once I get my artillery on the field, though, I'll be able to blast these guys away. With this said, let's take out the North American commander. Barnett Barley versus Sir Angrawal. Sir Angrawal. And yes, let the battle commence. So we learned from the last battle that we need to use grenades extensively and not try to have a shootout with them. The enemy has advanced, but I think they've only actually advanced some of their infantry, not all of it. And I think that the light infantry is still hidden out there. Ah, that's impassable terrain right there. We're gonna have these guys moving over there, this guy moving over there. We're gonna surround him. I think one unit of grenadiers will suffice to throw grenades into that mess. And it's time to tell the cannons to hold fire. Time to attack. The enemy fires one volley and then marches to meet the charge of the targeteers. We'll see. Winning slightly, even though they're so outnumbered. Once the battle continues, I think that will change. Especially now when I'm getting one unit to come in behind them. They're still actually winning slightly. The Grenadiers are about to join the battle. I was thinking that the enemy was going to attack me. So in between the impassable terrain here and this house, which I actually put Grenadiers into to kind of stop the enemy being able to... I don't know, maybe that's actually risky to charge them in. Let's hit the enemy with grenades first, then have them charge in. Here comes the grenades. And right after that, we charge. Grenades are really bloody effective. A lot more effective than they are in vanilla, I must say. And there we go, the unit is killed off. The enemy over there is losing, but only slightly. I think they also need a pair of grenades. And then we'll have to find out where their grouping is over there. But that will probably take a while. We spotted a single light infantry unit that popped up roughly around there, so I think the rest of the unit is right there. Now we get a barrage. A heavy barrage of howitzer shots coming in, landing all over the place. Time to advance the army and get rid of them. I'm gonna tell the howitzers. I think the enemy is... he spawned kind of around here somewhere. So I'm gonna tell the howitzers just to randomly fire that way. And hope that we... kind of find the ground zero, as it were, of the hidden Indian troop. I'll have these guys charging in. Let's see. No bodies turning up. Wait, is that? Oh, that's rocks. Oh, there they are. They have been spotted. The howitzer shots will then try and focus around this area where they are. Grenades! Wait, did he throw one right there? Yeah. One guy missed through and almost blew up his mates. Could have been deadly. Oh, these cannons. Ah! Did we hit them? Yes, a little bit. But just very little. The Indians are actually moving to support the general instead. Let's give the howitzers one more chance to blow up the enemy. And then we'll advance the infantry. The final bit. They are killing a few. I can see a few bodies here, but not near to what I would want. Fire round shot instead. And then pick targets once you actually see them. Let's get the general up here as well. Maybe I should move the howitzers closer. The enemy is now attacking from the hill. We should have been able to spot them right now, so I'm not sure what's happening over there. We're gonna have to deal with these guys. And then see where the rest of the enemy army turns up, but because they're clearly not turning up where I thought they were. Ooh, they actually broke one unit on the approach. I can very much see why the Indians were able to take out the Mughal Empire just by doing this stupid spam. And now they're pulling back, and my cannons are all out of range, of course. Let's see about if we can get locked down as many of the Indian troops as possible. Oh, so they have some troops over there as well. Great. See if you can hit the general. Oh, that actually blew up more of our men because the enemy moved. And kind of the same there. Damn. Do you have time to throw grenades, maybe? I thought I had a better chance of winning this, but the Indians are clever. Able to outmaneuver us in this way. Now they're shooting down my general to the point where most of his bodyguard was almost killed. Hit them with grenades. Now we're getting shot in the back. That's not good. Here I'm able to inflict a lot of damage on the Indian troops using our grenades. We really need to kill the enemy general. I think grenades will be enough to kill most of these. We'll advance the cannons so we'll come in range of the enemy. Come on. And then, yes, enemy general killed. Let's see, maybe I can throw grenades on the last bit there. Damn, the general almost got killed. We are within range of these. I think that's enough. Let's see if we can blow them up. Can I blow up the elephants? Let's organize what's left of the grenadiers. Oh, I just blew up the rest of the elephants. Alright, so let's organize what we have left. The explosive shots are all missing because they should aim for the unit that's further away. What I really need to do is I need to get the percussion shot for the grenades. The army is completely devastated by these fights. I thought I would have a greater chance, but I guess we didn't have enough troops really to pull this off. We are going to be able to get these guys though, I'm pretty sure. Once they actually stop. Hit them. And then you'll continue chasing after over there. We won that fight. Really close range grenades. Ah, they're running. Just to stop in the grenades. Lost half the unit. And they're shattered. Oh, we managed to stop there. Hold fire. Tell these guys to hold fire. Grenades. And no, they ran. Good volley though. And they're broken. Nice. Right, let's send you over here. The Indian army is now defeated. But once again at a very heavy cost. That's why, I mean, these armies though were emergency recruitments. We were not expecting a full-on invasion of the Indian army up in North America. Still, I was able to defeat the enemy, which is good. Here we have the result of the battle. It's an absolute massacre. Not as bad as the one further to the north though. Looks like all units survived, which is good, but most of them are mauled down to at least half size. We lost 1,100 men, almost 1,200 men out of our 1,700 men army, leaving about 500 remaining. All the enemy was slaughtered. The enemy general was thrown off his elephant as we throw a grenade at it. Or no, I think he died before the grenade, right? Highest killers, grenadiers, 274. Then we got targeteers, and so on. The thing is, the targeteers, melee-wise, are not really strong to take on these light infantry, which means, I mean, what kind of unit is the targeteers really? They're absolutely useless if they can't even... They're melee specialists, but they can't take out light infantry. Now the light infantry, of course, usually gets a good volley, taking them out like 25% before they reach the target. But still, they're a dedicated melee unit, shield and sword. They got big breastplate and a helmet. What does the light unit have? They don't even have bayonets. And they wear bathrobes. So what's going on there really? Yes. But we took back Philadelphia. The army to the north isn't really a threat because it's so broken down. The thing though is the army to the south. That's going to be a problem under the command of Gupta Sharhadi. But as we got more stuff to do in India, it's going to take a while before we get to see where this guy actually moves. I actually prefer him move south, away from my armies. Down in India, now we're not going to, as we already have 2 battles in this video, we're not going to do anyone in the, anymore down in India, but we do have a lot of armies, we have a lot of moves to make. I think we'll start off with concentrating the forces from the north, so go ahead and taking over this, and then we'll see. The thing is, given that the battle, if I attack there, will be so big, and will most likely end up... We'll have to somehow coordinate troops so that we can get... so we can attack it all the same. Because one army is not strong enough to take out all of these light troops. So I think we'll start cutting out the edges. So for next episode we'll attack from here. So Brian, cousin, will attack, and then followed up by Vincent coming in as well.
We are a fleet, not an army.
Well, the thing is, you're not a fleet though, are you?
Your Majesty.
So that's how we're gonna deal with that. Also next episode, just because we need to take this out, we're gonna take this out, and technically I will win the campaign, but I think what we'll do is we need to completely wipe out the Indians, so completely take over the subcontinent. And yeah, one of the problems that I shouldn't forget is the Spanish. The Spanish are most likely gonna take back New Orleans. Do I still have the no, I don't actually have an army in Portugal. I've already moved that to India, right? Yes. We do have 40,000 gold though. So I think it's high time we try to recruit a... we're gonna recruit a 3rd army here, back in England. And once I get that cash, next turn, we'll recruit troops all over the place. With that said, we're gonna end the video right here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.